A linear equation is an equation that relates two or more real-life quantities. When asked to solve for a certain variable, use inverse operation to rearrange the equation to isolate the wanted variable one side. Example 1. Area formula. The formula to find the area of a rectangle is A equals LW. Area is length times width. We're going to solve for W. In order to solve for W, you need to isolate the W and move everything away from W. By doing that, you need to do inverse operation. So first, I'm going to write the formula for area of a rectangle, which is area equals length times width. We're going to solve for W. So we're going to write the times because this means times. And you're going to move L to the other side and isolate the W. So inverse of times will be divide. So you will divide L on this side, and this is going to cancel, and this is going to be A divided by L. So when you solve for W, it's going to be W equals area divided by length. P. Find the width of a rectangle that has an area of 42 square feet and a length of 6 feet. So we're going to use find width. We're going to use the new formula to find width, which is A divided by L. And we're going to substitute 42 into the area and then 6 into L. So you use substitution and you do, 6 here. So 42 divided by 6 will be 7. And 7 feet is the measurement for the width. So that's the answer. Example 2, this is formula. Solve D equals RT for R. D is a distance, R is rate, and T is time. So this is the formula for distance. We're solving for R. So we're going to write the formula, which is D equals R times T. And then we're going to solve for R. We're going to isolate R and move everything away from R. So this is times, so inverse will be divide. So take the T and divide each side by T. This goes away, and R is going to be D divided by T. And that's the new formula for R. Find the rate, miles per hour, when the distance is 60 miles and the time is 30 minutes. So R is D over T. We're going to substitute 60 into D, 30 into T. So let's substitute 60 divided by 30, which is 2. So that's the rate, 2 miles per hour. Next, this is example 3. Example 3, volume formula. Solve V equals pi r squared for H. So we're solving for H. V is the volume, R is the radius, H is height. So this is a volume for a cylinder. So we're going to write the volume formula. And we're going to solve for H. So you got to move everything away from H, isolate H. So here, these are times. So you're going to take these two and divide. So this goes away. H will be volume divided by pi r squared. Find the height when volume is 12. This should be just 12. And radius is 2. So you're going to use the height formula and substitute. Volume is 12. Radius is 2. So we're going to do pi, which is 3.14, times 2 squared. When you do this in the calculator, make sure you put parentheses around here. And then the answer is approximately 0.96. Example 4, interest formula. Solve I equals PRT for T. I is a total interest, P is the principal or amount invested, R is the rate of interest, and T is time. So this is how they calculate interest when you put money in the bank or you borrow a loan. So right here, I equals P times R times T. We're solving for T. So you want to isolate T and move everything away from T. This means times. So we're going to divide. So take PR and divide each side by PR. This cancels away. So T equals I over PR. So we're going to find T when P is 2,800. So this is the money that is invested. And to earn 504, that's the interest. And this is the interest rate. So when you do this one, since 4.5 is out of percent, you want to divide this by 100, and then it's going to be 0.045. You got to use the regular decimal for that. So convert. So we're going to use the formula T equals I over PR. I is 504, just substitute. P is 2,800 times R is 0.045. So put this around parentheses, just divide, and the answer is 4. So it's going to be 4 years. We're going to solve this ax plus y equals c. We're going to solve for y. So we're going to isolate y and move that to the other side. So this ax is a positive. So opposite of positive, inverse of positive will be negative. So what you're going to do is do negative on each side. This will be on right here. You're moving everything away from y. So this is going to be c minus ax, or you can write negative ax plus c. They mean the same. We're going to solve for x for this. So what we're going to do is first move y to the other side. Opposite of plus y will be minus y. So this is going to be ax equals c minus y. And then this means times. So you want to isolate x, so you're going to divide. Inverse of times is divide. So x equals c minus y over a. Solve ax plus bx equals c. Solve for x. So right here, you have x in common for a and b. You can use distributive property and do this. It's easier to solve for x when there's only one x. So you can actually think a times x is ax. B times x is bx equals c. This is the same thing as this. So you can actually do the distributive property and put x in the front. So it's easier to solve when you have one x instead of two x's. And then right here means times. So all you have to do is move this to the other side by doing division. Take a and b, divide each side by a and b. And this cancels away. X equals c over a plus b. This question is similar because you have x, and you're solving for x. They both have x in common. So you can use distributive property again. X, and then will be m. Negative x will be negative 1 equals p. Because if I do x times m is mx, x times negative 1 is negative x. You can use distributive property. This is times, so you're going to leave this x and move this m minus 1 to the other side by doing the inverse operation. So I can divide each side by m minus 1. So x equals p over m minus 1. Example, temperature conversion. Solve C equals 5 over 9, parentheses F minus 32 for F. So F is Fahrenheit, C is Celsius. We're going to convert and we're going to solve for F. So one way to do this is move this fraction to the other side by doing inverse operation. When you move it, what you can do is use reciprocal and multiply each side by 9 over 5. 9 over 5 is an opposite of 5 over 9 as a fraction, and you just multiply that by each side and this will go away, and you're moving that to the other side. So this is going to be 9 over 5c equals f minus 32. I want to isolate f because I'm solving for f, so you're going to move this to the other side by doing inverse. Add 32, add 32. Because opposite of minus 32 is plus 32. And then you're solving for f, so f is 9 over 5c plus 32. And that's the answer. A rectangular prism has a volume of 3,105 cubic inches. If its base is 9 inches by 15 inches, what is its height? Remember, volume is length times width times height. So we're going to solve for height because they're asking for height. So what we're going to do is first look at volume formula. And these are all times. So what you're going to do is isolate h and divide each side by LW. So opposite of times is divide. So in order to find height, you do volume over LW. So let's plug it in. Volume is 3,105. Length times width, the base is length times width because the base is a rectangle. That's 3 by 15. So 3 by 15 is 135. When you divide, you get 23. That's the height. So 23 inches. Write a formula that describes the side length of S of a square as a function of its perimeter P. So if you have a square, all sides are equal. That's the characteristic of square. And if you want to find a perimeter, you have 4 sides. So you can do 4 times S equals P. So if I want to do solve for S, one of the side length, you will divide each side by 4. And S will be P divided by 4. So if you want to find one of the sides, you just have to do perimeter divided by 4, and it's going to give you one of the sides. Explain the steps in solving for W with equation P equals 2L plus 2W. So we're solving for W. So what you're going to do is first, move 2L to the other side. So opposite of positive 2L will be negative 12. So you do that each side. So it's going to be P minus 2L equals 2W. And then I want to isolate W. So you see this 2 times W, you divide each side by 2. So W will be P divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, so that's negative 1L. You don't have to write negative, you can just write L. It's the same thing.